If you feel a constant humming background anxiety, you aren't alone. We wake up to glowing screens, process hundreds of notifications by noon, and end the day exhausted by a relentless stream of digital demands. The problem is biological. Our brains are running on ancient hardware, built to track seasonal weather and hunt for food. Today, that exact same hardware is buckling under the weight of an infinite 24/7 information cycle. To fix this, we typically reach for productivity apps or the latest mental health trend. But thousands of years ago, Jain philosophers developed a precise, step-by-step algorithm to solve this exact feeling of overwhelm. It is called the Shat-Avashyak. While often translated simply as the 6 daily duties, these practices are highly systematic. They operate as a clear psychological sequence designed to help you master the human experience. You cannot force the chaotic modern world to slow down.
The only way to find stillness is to engineer a completely stable internal environment. The first step in this algorithm is Dev Puja, or worship. On a psychological level, it operates as a rigorous gratitude practice. By starting your morning focused on a higher, peaceful ideal, like the detached Tirthankaras, you actively sweep away the residual negativity of the previous day. By deliberately anchoring your attention on an image of absolute serenity, your mind refuses to get swept away by the immediate panic of your daily to-do list. Once grounded, the sequence moves to step 2, Guru Upasthi, or veneration of mentors. The human ego naturally hides our own flaws from us, making an external, objective guide absolutely necessary. When you study a monk who has successfully stripped away all material possessions, you see living proof that a stress-free existence is actually possible. Their absolute calm serves as a real-world benchmark. Establishing these 2 external anchors, a high ideal and a wise guide, gives you the firm footing required to safely turn inward and confront your own turbulent thoughts. That inward turn is Swadhyay, or self-study. This means treating your mind as a clinical subject to isolate mental viruses like anger, greed, and ego. This analysis pinpoints where stress originates, neutralizing triggers before they become harmful actions. With your mind mapped, you apply Sanyam, or self-control. Think of it as the original dopamine detox. It involves deliberately limiting your sensory consumption, restricting mindless scrolling, excess food, and impulse buying. When you stop desperately consuming resources, your worldview shifts outward. This restriction naturally breeds profound compassion and nonviolence, extending care to every living being around you, no matter how tiny. You begin to realize that strictly managing your own internal desires is the most direct method for creating a safer, more sustainable environment for everyone else. To protect this new clarity, you practice top, which is often translated as penance. Modern culture often misinterprets this as self-punishment, but it is entirely about building unbreakable mental resilience. This diagram shows the biological mechanics behind this practice. As you intentionally decrease your physical input through practices like fasting or eating slightly less than full capacity, your body shifts energy toward metabolic detoxification, resulting in a measurable increase in neurological willpower. By repeatedly exposing yourself to controlled voluntary deprivation, you forge a mind that stops reacting impulsively to every modern trigger or slight discomfort. That deeply ingrained resilience becomes your armor. When the world inevitably tries to push you back into a state of anxiety, your mind remains fully intact. Once you have built a shielded, highly regulated mind, the final step happens almost automatically: Daan, or charity. An optimized internal state naturally overflows with a desire to elevate the people around you. Helping others creates a powerful biological feedback loop. Acts of generosity trigger the release of endorphins, permanently raising your own baseline levels of happiness. The Jain taxonomy breaks this down elegantly. You can practice Gyan Daan by sharing knowledge, Aushadhi Daan by offering medicine, or Ahar Daan by providing food. None of these require immense financial wealth. The absolute highest form of charity is Abhay Daan, offering protection from fear. In an age defined by constant, profound anxiety, Becoming a solid, unshakable sanctuary for another person is the greatest gift you can provide. This ancient 6-step sequence takes you from a state of complete sensory exhaustion to total internal sovereignty. By anchoring your values, studying your flaws, limiting consumption, building resilience, and giving back, you overwrite the chaos of the modern day. True peace never comes from trying to escape your environment. It comes from systematically upgrading your own mind to rise cleanly above it.